The Void Stalker's obsidian claws scraped against the reinforced titanium walls of the holding bay, leaving deep gouges that would have sliced through any other material like paper. Commander Vex Talar, of the Galactic Wildlife Control Division, watched through the safety barrier as the creature, 15 feet of pure nightmare with 6 rows of molecular edge teeth, paced in its containment cell. Sir, his aide, a nervous centaurian named Pip, clutched his datapad with trembling fingers. The creature killed 3 more containment specialists yesterday. That brings our total casualties to 47 beings across 12 different species. Even our best Krolon beastmasters refuse to go near it. Vex Talar's chitinous exterior clicked with frustration. The Void Stalker had been captured from the death worlds of the Omega Sector after it had consumed an entire colony of miners. It was the galaxy's most feared predator, a creature that could phase between dimensions, making it nearly impossible to track or contain. And yet, here it was, trapped but utterly uncontrollable. Has the Galactic Council approved our unconventional request? Vex Talar asked. Pip's skin shifted to a pale yellow, the Centaurian equivalent of nervous laughter. They think we've lost our minds, sir. But yes, they've authorized contact with the humans. The words hung in the air like a forbidden curse. Humans, the galaxy's strangest species. Not the strongest, not the smartest, not the most technologically advanced. They were relatively new to the galactic community, having achieved faster than light travel only 2 centuries ago. Most species regarded them as an oddity, bipedal mammals from a small blue world who somehow managed to spread across dozens of systems despite having no obvious evolutionary advantages. But they had one trait that defied all logic: they could tame anything. 3 days later, the human ship Lucky Charm docked at Station Artemis. Vex Talar had expected a military vessel bristling with weapons and containment technology. Instead, a beat-up cargo hauler emerged from hyperspace, its hull decorated with what appeared to be painted pictures of various alien creatures. The human who stepped onto the station was nothing like what Vex Talar had imagined. Captain Sarah Chen was small, even by human standards, with graying hair and laugh lines around her eyes. She wore a simple jumpsuit and carried only a worn leather bag. "Commander Vex Talar," she said in accented Standard Galactic, extending her hand in the bizarre human greeting ritual. "I'm Sarah. Heard you've got a cranky kitty that needs some attention." Vex Talar stared at her bare hand in confusion. "Kitty? Sorry," human expression. "Where's the big scary predator?" As they walked through the station's corridors, Vex Talar briefed her on the Void Stalker's capabilities. It can phase between dimensions, has reflexes faster than thought, and its bite can cut through molecular bonds. 47 specialists have died trying to approach it. Sarah nodded thoughtfully. "What have you been feeding it?" "Feeding it?" Vex Talar's translator made confused chirping sounds. "We haven't been feeding it anything. It's a containment situation, not a care facility." Sarah stopped walking. "You've had this creature locked up for 3 weeks without food. It's a dangerous predator. We're studying its. Take me to it." Now, the containment bay fell silent when Sarah entered. Even the other prisoners, various dangerous creatures from across the galaxy, seemed to sense something had changed. The Void Stalker, however, was motionless in its cell, its 6 eyes fixed on the human with an expression that Vex Talar couldn't interpret. "Hey there, beautiful," Sarah said softly, approaching the energy barrier. "You must be so scared and hungry." Vex Talar's security team raised their weapons, but Sarah waved them off. She reached into her bag and pulled out what appeared to be a simple protein bar. "I know this isn't what you usually eat," she continued, her voice maintaining that same gentle tone, "but it's got nutrients that'll help you feel better." The Void Stalker tilted its massive head, and for the first time since its capture, it stopped pacing. "Commander, Sarah said without turning around. Lower the barrier. Absolutely not. That creature will. That creature is a scared, hungry animal that's been tortured for 3 weeks. Sarah's voice remained gentle, but there was steel beneath it. Lower the barrier, or I'm leaving. Against every protocol in the book, Vex Taller deactivated the containment field. The Void Stalker could have leaped across the space between them in microseconds. Instead, it slowly approached, its obsidian bulk moving with surprising grace. When it reached Sarah, the creature lowered its massive head and made a sound that Vex Taller had never heard before, a low, rumbling purr. Sarah scratched behind what might have been ears, and the galaxy's most dangerous predator closed all 6 eyes in apparent bliss. The thing about predators, Sarah explained, as she fed the creature pieces of the protein bar, is that they're usually just really efficient survivors. They're not evil or malicious, they're just trying to live in a universe that's often hostile to them. A little understanding goes a long way. Over the following hours, Vex Taller watched in amazement as Sarah not only calmed the Void Stalker, but began training it. Simple commands at first: sit, stay, come, but gradually more complex behaviors. By the end of the day, the creature was responding to hand signals and had even allowed other humans to approach. How? Vex Taller finally asked. How do your people do this? We've studied xenopsychology for millennia, and we've never seen anything like this. Sarah scratched the Void Stalker's chin, eliciting another rumbling purr. I think it's because we recognize ourselves in them. Humans were predators once too. We know what it's like to be hungry, scared, and misunderstood. We know what it's like to be labeled as dangerous just because we're good at surviving. She stood and brushed off her jumpsuit. Every species in the galaxy has specialized. The Krallons became pure warriors. The Centaurians became pure intellectuals. The Vorthans became pure artists. But humans? We stayed generalists. We kept our capacity for empathy alongside our capacity for violence. That's why we can understand these creatures, because we've been in their position. As if to prove her point, the Void Stalker gently nuzzled Sarah's shoulder with its massive head. Besides, Sarah added with a grin, back on Earth, we domesticated wolves into dogs, turned jungle cats into house pets, and convinced dolphins to play with us just for fun. A interdimensional predator is just Tuesday for us. Within a month, the Void Stalker had been relocated to a human-run sanctuary, where it served as an ambassador for its species. The Galactic Council quietly established the Human Predator Cooperation Initiative, and suddenly, creatures that had terrorized civilizations for centuries were becoming productive members of galactic society. Nobody questioned it anymore. In a galaxy full of specialists, sometimes what you needed was a species that had never forgotten how to make friends with the things that wanted to eat them. After all, that's what had made humans apex survivors in the first place.